guys? You're listening to the Speaking Code podcast. We're doing a Black Holes episode. This is a Black Holes episode of the series part 6, or episode 6. This is Code, Conspiracy of a Dead Man, and I'm sitting here with Chante.
Hey, good afternoon.
And I'm also sitting here with Theodore Dinamite. And we have a brand new guest on for tonight. We have the Rican Mohican for the first time ever on the podcast.
Yo.
Whoa, he took Chante's.
Oh, that was yours? Oh, I didn't know that was yours.
So this one we're going to just probably BS. We've been having a fun night of hanging out over our buddy's house. Yeah, Teddy Bear Dynamite's quinceañera. Oh, we know how to say it.
I got lucky.
After having some good carne asada and some good beers, we know how to pronounce it correctly. Yeah, rice.
Some arroz.
The rice and beans. Oh man, we're also here with Simba. No, I'm kidding.
He's looking at you like, what'd you say?
Yeah, he's like, I am here. Yeah, so should we ask him if he knows any, or just like some random conspiracy season 2? And it doesn't have to be a conspiracy, but
what's the conspiracy theory you 100% believe in?
Oh man, I honestly believe on the fuck is the triangle shit.
Illuminati?
The Illuminati, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just think about it, right? You could be poor one day, you sold your soul to the devil, aka the Illuminati. Next thing you know, you're rich.
I can see it.
So I've been finding out some random stuff lately. I got a couple documentaries that I want to watch. They're called Level With Me. There's one that's like Level, then there's another one and it's like Level something else, and then there's another one that they just came out with called Level With Me, and they give you a different perspective of what we've learned in school and everything that we've come to learn in school and everything. And they pretty much just tell you from the get-go, like, oh, well, you got to go to school, to learn this kind of stuff. But then you're also constantly learning stuff that you never question. One thing that kind of came to me, and I was just like, oh, wow, what the heck? I was just BSing with a buddy of mine, just kind of trolling him, just like throwing out some flat earth ideas, right? And he's like, yeah, there's no way. I go, how thick? I go, what's this earth made of? Just as an idea to break certain things down. And he's like, well, you got the crust, then you have the mantle, or the magma, and then you have the outer core, and then your inner core, right? And I go, okay, and you're not feeling any of this, like, you don't know what's actually like below the crust. And he goes, yeah, they're scientists, they tell us what's underneath the crust, right? And I'm like, okay, well, Google how deep is the Earth's crust.
Well, that's a good one, because I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen a video or anything, a picture of the center of the Earth.
No one has.
It's just one of those things where they show you this thing in the book. It's just red ball. Yeah.
So I asked them. I said, Google it yourself. I go, I'll let you Google everything. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna just give you an idea of what to Google and what to look up. So I go, how deep is the Earth's crust? And he goes, 25 miles deep. And I go, what's the deepest we've ever dug through the Earth's crust? And he goes, we've probably gotten all the way through. Like we could probably see that there's mantle once you dig so far. There's lava or whatever. And he goes, and volcanoes, they have lava in them. So that's got to be past the Earth's crust. I go, just Google it. What's the deepest we've ever gotten through the Earth's crust? It was 7 miles. Out of 25 miles thick. So I was like, but what makes you think that we've gotten that deep, or we know what's actually in there? And he goes, well, there's scientists that have these tools that can do this. And I go, Google one of their tools. And it looked like a hinge. It looked like kind of like a doorknob, and then a round, or like a square piece, and then it had like holes on each side, kind of like where screws would go, and then a little doorknob on top. And they said this is the tool that they use to determine what's underneath the Earth's crust.
The fuck is it?
And I'm having him Google all of this himself, and he's seeing this in live. So I'm like, look, I'm not trying to push this on you. I go, but it's okay to question things. It's all right to question the narrative. It's okay to question things that you're not certain about or you're not sure about. I go, what stinks is when people blindly follow certain things. And I was like, that's with everything. I mean, everybody's gone to school. Everybody's learned pretty much the same things growing up in school. There's some things that people have talked about with, they're called the Moorish people.
Yeah.
They were supposedly in the United States before the natives. And they were black people. And they were like, these people were through Africa and Egypt and stuff like that. But then they were also here in the United States. But we also don't know, like, much of history on that. That's cool.
I want to say the Moors were supposed to be seafaring people, so they were supposed to be a lot of places before other people built ships that can travel. They were supposed to be like some of the first sailors.
Yeah. And like me personally, I think that we've de-evolved as a species. I don't feel like we were like cavemen that evolved and like we're dumb. I feel like we were pretty intelligent, and I think that there was things passed down, like lineages, to keep those secrets or whatever within certain families. So that's why I think you have like the bloodlines that they tried to yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh, so no.
Well, to get on that, like, I think we spoke about it before.
And this could be so random. Like, I'm just throwing this out there just to get the conversation rolling. It could be 30 minutes of me BSing, and then the conversation starts flowing, and then I can delete all the other stuff.
I think we talked about before, like, there could have been an apocalypse before, and we lost all that previous knowledge. So we're building towards something. We're actually just rebuilding to where we were before.
Well, have you ever guys thought about like what they say? There's always a different Earth. There's so many things in the solar system that we've never seen.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way that we're the only living.
I truly believe that. I don't think we're the only life form here.
Like,
and here's the other part to piggyback off of that. With the whole knowing like how deep the crust is and stuff, and I'm not trying to say it is flat Earth or not, but we know more about the galaxies in outer space than we do our own oceans.
Yeah.
You know, and then after watching Suicide Squad 2 with that giant starfish with
Starfish
the
is
eyeball.
supposed to have come from space.
Yes, but what if space is actually underwater? That's just a theory that I kind of have. I don't know. I mean, I know other people have it too, but just an idea that I'm having.
If we really think about it, the ocean's so deep, we haven't discovered what's honestly in the bottom.
And if you think about like the deep sea diving suits,
greatly
resemble the suits the astronauts wear.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You tickling pickles right now.
That
was good.
Yeah. So I don't know. So the Illuminati, you're into that one. You're 100% on that.
What got you into that one?
Huh?
What got you into that one?
I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird to me. Just think about it. All these people, man.
Just secret society.
But just honestly, like, if you really think about it, you know, like it's supposed to be all these high people, famous people, singers, and all that, right? And it kind of makes sense once you look at it, right? So, you know, my little dark secret. One of my little dark secrets. When Sam Smith came out as a singer. Loved his music, and now you can see him turning as more into like where he's more worshiping satanic, right? Like this doesn't happen overnight. Like
it's a process.
It's a process. So it can't be all these artists and all this. Like you were saying something interesting about LeBron James earlier about throwing the 666 and
asbestos in the air.
Asbestos in the air.
Or anthrax, whichever way you want to go.
And I love LeBron James as a basketball player, but it's just a lot of the things that you see now. You know, Travis Scott is another one. That was so big when he had that concert.
Yeah.
You know, it was a lot of satanic things going on. You know, how many people died there, and nobody batted an eye.
Yeah.
And still now.
No.
It's what?
Still now.
Yeah. Nobody's done it. Like.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, somebody mentioned the Kardashians, and they said every man that they've been with is like kind of like lost their path in a way. Like, I'm not trying to say all that, but like
Kanye went crazy.
Yeah. But then they said like they had like a great aunt or something like that was like a witch of some sort, and she cursed all the men in their family and made it so that there would be like 4 queens or something, or however many women there are in their family, and every man that they've been with has had like a very strange path in their life. Like
a little more Odom, they found him in like the whorehouse.
Yeah, and it was like all coked out or something. Kanye, that what's his name? Something, not Jared. The Courtney's boyfriend, or she had a kid with him.
What's his
Scott Disick or something like that. Like he kind of went and spiraled out of control with the fame and all that stuff too. And then like even Reggie Bush, like when he dated Kim, he disappeared for a while, and that was after Ray J. So like Ray J was with her, and then he didn't want to
music.
he didn't want to do anything with her. And there's something that happened with Ray J, I think more recently.
I thought you were talking about the tape.
No. But he didn't want it out, and then the mom pushed it out, so that gave her more fame.
He was on a radio show, and they were like talking about it, and he was saying like there was paperwork the mom made him sign about the sex tape before it came out, like him giving permission for them to release it.
Like how? But my thing is like, yo, if I make a tape like that, I ain't telling my parents.
Yeah, no.
Like it sounds more like if it was just a setup, you know, like he was set.
It kind of goes back to what he was saying, like how like the great grandmother was a witch or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe the mom takes over as the head of the family, so she has the power and the control to influence the daughters and whoever they may be with.
And what's the dude that was married to the mom? Now it's a female.
Bruce, and then
Jen-
changed to Caitlyn. Yeah,
like that's crazy because you know back in the day that was a man's man. You know.
Yeah.
He was on the Wheaties box.
Yeah.
Like,
and now she's on the Wheaties box.
Do they even put athletes on the Wheaties box anymore?
I don't
Do they sell Wheaties?
They do sell Wheaties.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the last one I knew of was like Anthony Pettis.
Oh, he made it on there?
Mm-hmm. He was like the last main one that I knew of, at least. I don't really pay attention to it at all.
And then you know Caitlyn Jenner wins
Woman of
the Year the first year, and I think Dave Chappelle said it first. You know, he's like he said it right, not first, but
Joe Rogan said it too on his podcast.
It's
his
like
specials.
how is it that this person that goes to be a woman first year
just became a woman?
Just became a woman first year.
So many women have done more than their whole lives.
Yep. And then same with that other kid, Dylan Mulvaney.
I don't know who that is.
The Bud Light kid. He transitioned into a female, and he goes, my third day of being a woman, and then he goes into like my 357th day as a woman, and then had all these surgeries to change like his appearance and everything to make himself look more feminine.
Isn't that scary to y'all though? Like you know.
Oh.
For me as a married man, like, okay, like I know my wife is a female, but having a son, it's like, dude, you're gonna have to like, let me see baby pictures
to make sure you're
exactly, you know,
DNA test or something.
Well, depending on how
that's how that works. I don't know
how you looked as a kid. Like, he might come across a guy that grew up with long hair, and so it'd be hard to tell until they get a certain age.
I don't know. Maybe Chante could tell you a little bit more, but I got a picture of my son, you know, butt ass naked. I could like, is your son a male? Yes. Look at this. You see this?
Yeah.
You see,
he was born that way.
It was born that way, exactly. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, and then there's one. I don't know if I sent the video to you guys. It was a girl on another podcast with a girl and a guy, and then I think the one girl was he's in love. The dog is. So there was a girl with another and a guy, and I think the girl was a trans person, and they were interviewing this person that looked like a model, like a blue dress showing off a ton of like one of those J-Lo skirt dresses with tons of cleavage, and the girl starts talking, and I'm like, she kind of has a little bit of a deep voice. But like from a distance, you're like, oh, they could be attractive, you know. She starts talking about how she went on a date with Kevin Gates, and she goes, I met out with him, and she goes, he tells me like, hey, let's leave this restaurant and go back to my place. She goes, man, what am I gonna do? Like if he finds out that I'm trans, he's gonna kill me. So she goes back to his house, doesn't say that she's trans or anything, sleeps with Kevin Gates. Like she says like he goes down on her and all this stuff, and like she's like, oh, he's gonna see all my coochie scars
what the fuck?
From like my surgeries, and then he stops like while he's like going down on her and stuff, and like stops and says like, "Hey, can I ask you something?" And she's like, "Oh no, he knows." And I'm like, "You're already in bed with him naked. Like, of course he's gonna like. What are you doing?" So he goes, "Are you a trans?" And she goes, "Yeah," and starts like giggling. And she goes like, he tells her, he's like, "Oh, I don't care." He's like, "God made everybody the same, you know, like equal, or God made everybody equal and stuff. Like, gotta love everybody." And like just kind of went back and went to town on her. And then she's like talking about this whole thing. Like she goes, "I've slept with so many rappers." And then there was another one, and it's like, dude, all these dudes are weird, man. Like, I wonder if they have to do some sort of initiation like that. And then, like, say you go to a party and there's like a bunch of hot chicks and they're all trans, and you just really don't know because they've had all this surgery done. And then you sleep with them and they go, "Hey, we got you now. You do this and this and this and produce this kind of music," and then like you're stuck.
Well, yeah, because they all have, they all have this characteristic, tough, especially first are tough dudes.
See, I always don't. I wonder, like, if they try something like that and it backfires. What if this is a really open-minded person? You think, "Oh yeah, we're gonna trap them with a trans," but before they got into that world, they were already down with that. So they're like, "Tell everybody, I don't care." Then what are you gonna do?
I know.
Like, how are you gonna hold them under your thumb? And they're like, "Everybody can know, and it won't bother me."
Then they just make them look crazy.
I know who you are, Chris Handsome.
Exactly. Like they're like, "You know what? I'll Facebook Live it now. Blackmail me." Like, what are you gonna do then? Because like some people are open minded. So
yeah,
I would love to see that happen. Them try to like blackmail a person that like doesn't give two shits, and they out themselves.
Yeah, I could see them making like a Catching a Predator, but like with a transgender, like the dude goes there, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like the dude goes to smash this hot girl, and he's like, she says, "Why are you here?" "Oh, smash this hot. She's a man."
Ugh.
Yeah.
There's something that I've seen like videos of like someone like, "Oh, I just told this guy that I'm trans after I blew him," and the guy's like screaming and like cussing in the background, like, "I can't believe what?"
See, that's a dangerous game.
Or there was ones where like I'm gonna blow my what's his name? What are those things? DoorDash guy, and like the trans person like did this to the guy's thinking like, "Oh wow, this is crazy. Maybe it's one of these porn videos," because that sets a precedence too of how you see all these different videos and stuff, and like, "Oh yeah," and then when it happens to you in real life, you're like, "Oh, this is crazy," but it's all been like programmed slightly,
See, but that's a dangerous game. If you're upfront with somebody and they choose it, that's one thing. But if you decide to hide it and then reveal it later, you don't know what someone's mindset is. You don't know what they'll do to you or themselves once they have that knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's a very dangerous game to play.
I don't know. Like, I think as men, we're kind of getting screwed, because younger females nowadays, underage, they look like full-grown women. So, you have to ID to be careful.
I need your birth certificate, your social security card.
And
how old was your mom?
Don't talk about my mom.
No.
Don't talk about my mom, bro. We already had this conversation.
We'll delete this out of it. No.
You should leave it in. That'd be hilarious. No, but think about it too, right? So you have the underage females, right? And then you have dudes that are transforming at such a rapid pace now because you're getting them from, before they hit puberty.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So you have these kids that, "Oh, I'm trans." Like, dude, you don't know if you're transgender. Like,
yeah, you just quit. Like the Q and the LGBTQ, I guess, is queer and questioning. And you're like, what in the world? Like, there's probably tons of kids that are going to school and then they're getting told a certain way. Like, I don't know.
Well, my thing is that as a culture, we made it appropriate to have kids think like that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't bother me. You could be gay, you could be whatever you want to do, but I think you can't ask a kid whether their brain's not developed.
Yeah. If they want to change their body.
Exactly.
Because even as adults, we're all adults. We make decisions and we're like, "Nah, I probably shouldn't have done that."
Yeah.
And there's tons of regret.
Like, if your child comes to you and says that, you're like, "Okay, well, wait till you're this age and you see what life has to offer before you make this drastic decision that can affect you for years to come."
Yeah.
But it makes you think how much, YouTube, all those things that the kids are watching that are, right there available for them. How much is this messing up their brains?
Yeah,
that's true.
I don't know, me. I think I'm a little bit of an old school father, even though I'm not that old. But my son comes up to me like, I think I'm a girl. You can think whatever the hell you want. I know what you are. You're a male. You know?
Yeah.
And I think there's a difference when he's over 18 and he's like, hey, dude, I want to play for the other team.
Yeah.
No,
That's different.
yeah, because now you're over 18. You're an adult. You see what the world does.
Yep, exactly.
When your opinion is different.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a better decision to make your better view to make your decisions off of.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just one of those things. It's scary, you know, having kids, and especially even males and females though. Either way, because I have 2 daughters, and they come on, but like, dude, I want to be just like you. Like, oh, you can't. Like, nah, son. Like, I want to be like you. You know what I'm saying?
like you.
Like me.
See, I don't ever want my kid, male or female, to say that. I want you to be better than me, because I know all the mistakes I made, and I don't want you to walk that path. So I want you to like have a better precedence than I set for myself.
Oh no, not like life wise though. I'm just saying like gender wise.
Oh,
yeah, like me. Hey, I got the mandingo.
Like a girl want to add a dick to me.
Well, hopefully, you bless yourself with a bigger package than God bless me. that would hurt my feelings more. My daughter decides to become a man, and then she like outshines me. Yeah. Like, you know what? Where was your doctor? Because I need to go see him. I'm not letting this.
Yeah. Jeez.
Can't even show your face no more on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Sitting there, you can see the trays and the pants. You're like, fuck you.
Yeah,
fuck you.
Why you wearing sweat more than her becoming a guy?
Why you wearing like
her becoming a better?
Yeah. She gets jacked. You're like, damn it.
You're more manlier than I am. Man,
can you spot me, daughter or son?
Remember all the times I passed the gym? We got to work out now. No, I mean, Code. Remember all the times we did the gym? We got to pass out.
Oh shit, they're gonna know who Code is now.
Yeah, that's okay. They all know for the most part.
Because I keep slipping up.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't delete it. I forget.
Hey, at least I said Code and not God this time.
Oh yeah. He's like cock. I mean balls. I mean, oh damn it.
Whatever your name is. Yeah. It's too many names to know.
It's like, oh man.
I don't know. What was your point of view on it? I almost got you, Chente. I almost said it.
On what, the whole transgender thing?
Yeah, you have children.
Yeah.
You have both male or females.
I agree with you that programming the kids watch is definitely getting geared towards that now.
Oh yeah.
I think in school they're gonna push it. They're gonna push it heavy.
I heard you have to watch cartoons up to like 15 minutes to see, like, then they'll start adding stuff to it. Like,
oh yeah,
there might be like an
watch
agenda
it for a little bit.
Like, I think we were talking about that one called Masha.
Yeah.
Which one?
It's like a Russian girl, and she has like a big bear.
That's her bear.
Yeah,
but the girl is just all she does is just throw tantrums.
Yeah, she don't talk.
And the bear is the one that's trying to like get it straight.
Heard of this one.
When kids watch it, kids think they act like that and they go crazy. And they misbehave and stuff. So.
Like, for example, the little girl is playing tennis, right? And she's playing against this big bear, and he's better at her than tennis. Well, then she screams as she hits the ball, and it startled him, and she gets a point. And then she notices that's what's getting her to get a point. Oh, so the more she screams, the more she scores, and the more the guy like kind of startles. And like, I feel like that's the same way with a little kid. Like, if you're playing with, like, I played with little kids, and like they've I played with like my niece and nephew, or like or like Chante's son, like act like he hits me or something. I'm like, oh, like act like it hurts me, and then they like it. They start giggling. So then they do it again, and then the more you keep doing it again and again, then you're almost like teaching them like it's okay to hit me because I'm gonna make you laugh, kind of thing. Yeah. So that's the same thing with that cartoon. Like, the girl would scream super loud, and it would get the bear so startled that she would win. And it was almost as if it was like simultaneously like programming them to like, if you scream, you'll get your way or you'll win. So that's just how I took it. And I mean,
unless you run her to the wrong parent.
Yeah.
No, so talking about this, right? Last weekend I was out in a shopping center, and there was this mom where her son, and he had to be 6, 7 years old, right? And I'm sitting on it's like the tables are in the center, but it's like dirt all around the tables, and then where she's standing is concrete. the kid comes over and like kicks dirt to like where we're eating, right? And the mom's like, don't do that, and the kid keeps doing it, and she's like, I told you not to do that, right? She's standing in line to get him a pretzel, right? I'm big about like if your kids misbehave, you gotta pop them once in a while and let them know who's in charge, right? Or or
threaten them like at boot camp, like, hey, you're gonna get it when you get back. And you're like, oh, I know what this is gonna be, so I'll stop now because I'm gonna get a beating when I get back.
So pretty much the kid kept doing it until I got up and like went up to the little kid and pretty much was like towered over him, so scared him. He ran up to his mom.
Yeah.
But then as we were getting up to do, there's this lady eating and the kid's just kicking. I'm thinking to myself, like, if my kid does that, I'm whooping him right there and then. I don't care. I think
you make the eye contact or you like the quick like, hey, like, check him, or
my mom would have grabbed me up by my ears.
But I think that's one of the biggest problems too. Parents are so soft on kids, you know, like 9-year-old, I want to be a girl. Okay, sweetheart. Yeah. Like what?
Like you don't want to. It's almost like they don't want to offend their kid because then there's repercussions for like, oh, I hurt my kid's feelings. Now I can get in trouble for this. Like,
I wonder if some of it is people that were abused or felt they were abused go, I don't want to be my parent.
Yeah.
And so they, instead of like managing it properly, they just go the complete 180 and do like the exact opposite what their parents do, not realizing they're overcorrecting. And then you get a whole new generation that hasn't been disciplined and hasn't been taught the manners that they should.
Oh, and this generation, prior to, after us, I think we were really the last generation to get our asses handed to us. And you can see it now.
Yeah.
Like you get these kids, in my job, I see a lot of these entitled kids come in with their parents, and they say the same thing. My son or daughter can't do this. They're better than that. Like, wait, I did this. Like, you're saying they're better than me?
Yeah. like they wanted almost like, oh, well, can they make more money? And you're like, well, that's not how that works. Like, there's steps to this. They can make money if they study and they pass these tests to go up.
To move up quickly.
Yeah. But if they're not doing that, then they're starting at ground zero just like everybody else did.
Yeah.
Like, that's where the whole equality portion comes out, and you're like, oh, this is great. Like, everybody's starting off pretty much equal. Some people, start off a little bit higher or a different path.
But that's the thing. You have these people, like, no work experience whatsoever, high school straight to college, and they already expect you to bend over backwards for them. Like,
now you
what experience? What experience do you have?
Yep.
Well, I went to college. Okay.
Good for you.
Yeah, you know what people do.
So you're in debt. Okay.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
How much do you owe in debt? 100,000. You know how much I owe? Nothing.
Yeah. And that's insane to me too.
My job, we got like kid. He's maybe 26, and he's technically one of my supervisors. But I'm like, you haven't done half the stuff I've done here. Like he's not an arrogant one about it though. He's like actually a cool guy and get out there. But I've seen other ones that they're arrogant because I went to college, because I learned this.
And that's the only reason they get the position. Yeah.
Exactly. We'll get on the floor and actually do the physical labor, and let me tell you.
But they can't do it.
Yeah.
Even if I bet that even if you took his job, you'll do a better job than he did because you were in the shit with it.
And again, that also just not even like younger kids with the college notes, people like in office positions of a physical labor job. Like, don't tell me like how many hours it should take me to do this job when you've never. Yeah. If you've worked on the floor and then moved to the office and you come and say, hey, this should only take you an hour. Yeah. I can listen to you because you've done this.
It's understandable.
But if you just get hired straight in the office and never done the job I do before, I'm ignoring whatever you tell me because like. I've done this job. I know it takes like an hour and a half, not an hour. Just because you promised suppliers we can get it done this much doesn't mean it's actually gonna.
Yeah.
And then again with the younger college kids, they come in and they see on the paper, oh, this takes this long, and so they go by what the paper says, not by what the actual work says, not by what the machines that we use can actually stand up to.
I don't think half of these kids nowadays can work in a factory.
No.
He's probably get killed. One of those machines. I worked in a factory, and it's stressful enough. You could get seriously injured. Mm-hmm. This kids nowadays, I used to work in a plastic. We used to make plastic parts for lawnmowers and snowblowers.
Yeah.
So it was like a hot press, and you gotta put your hand in there to remove the pieces and all that. You gotta be pretty quick about it. These kids nowadays start showing, oh my god, my hands burn. Dude, it's not even that hot.
Oh, there goes the workers' comp claim right there.
Yeah.
We had a lady one time. I was working for a manufacturing company where we built like these cardboard spacers for semi trucks.
Yeah.
So they almost looked like a honeycomb on cardboard, and then you would blow them up, like put air, I don't know, like a bag on each side, and you could pump up the thing. So you could stick it in between like the pallets and the truck wall, and then you would pump them up full of air, and it would keep them so that way they don't slide and are moving like that. Well, anyway, some guy had like all of these things on a forklift and was like flying, probably going like 20 miles an hour in this warehouse. And our manager wouldn't give me full time, but he brought on his mom and dad that were like in their 70s and 80s or something like that. And because they were working for free and like helping him out, I couldn't have full time, but she was there. She stepped right out. She was holding these big cardboard things, stepped right out in front of the forklift as he was flying to go pick some stuff up. Hit her. She luckily she stepped like right between the forks, and the thing hit her, and
the mass.
It threw her like 20 feet. She hit the ground and like slid 20 feet, and we were just like, oh shit! And like the dad was like pissed and like cussing at the guy that was driving the forklift, like telling him to slow down. But we were like, why is your old ass mom working here? Like she was like in her late 70s or early 80s. Like, why is she working here? Now she's concussed. She's a liability for the company because she doesn't technically work for the company. And I'm like, if you would have had me work,
getting paid under the table.
She wasn't even getting paid. Like the husband or the son was the manager. He was probably paying her like out of pocket kind of thing.
She'd have hit some parents. $2.75 minimum wage.
Yeah. But I was like, dude, that sucks. Like I saw that and I was just like, dang. We felt so bad, and I'm like, is she alive? She like got up and was like, oh. We're like, oh. I thought she died, man. I thought that the fork was gonna hit her leg and decapitate, or amputate her leg. I was just like, oh, I don't want to look. It was freaking weird.
It's like one of those situations where you don't want to look, but you look.
You have to look.
Well, I had to know if she was still alive.
You need to know what happens.
Yeah. I mean, I had to see if she was still alive so we could like help her.
He's
or
sitting
like,
here. Should I stop her from doing it? Nah, let's see what happens.
I pushed her. No,
you watched her. Let's get the person next to you.
I clipped her leg and she tripped and ran into the forklift.
We got a tow motor driver that drives reckless sometime, and people go, "Oh, you should warn him." And I'm like, "No, he's worked here for 10 years. He knows everything." And so when I see stuff about to fall over, I just stand there. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, if it falls, that's on him. And then when he breaks stuff, you're not gonna go help him pick it up? No. It's like, you know how many times I tried to warn him, and I know how to do my job. Well, you know how to clean that shit up. Clean that shit. 5 people go over there to help him, and I'll just stand back like this and just watch. And
you're going, tisk, tisk.
Wait, man, you good? I'm gonna go back.
I wasn't coming over there anyway.
In the Stone Cold Steve Austin, just the bird.
Oh yeah.
You sit there like, you need help? Oh man, that sucks for you, man. Yeah. Sounds like a personal problem at that point.
Again, he used to be a good guy, but like and he's just been a butthole ever since. And whatever happens to him, he brought it on himself.
Jeez.
I'm not gonna help him ruin himself, but if he ruins himself, I won't be sad. Hopefully, the next one driver will be great.
The next tow motor.
Yeah.
I got fired because of the job. I used to be a tow motor driver in the same company that I used to work for the plastic parts. Uh-huh. And I got fired because this older lady said, like, it was a really tight spot, right? And I used to ride the forklifts, and to put the plastic beads on top, it's a huge container. And it kind of looks like a dumpster, but with a slide in the bottom, right? So you can let the beads out. I got fired because she said I was going too fast. And I looked at the manager, I'm like, there's no way that I'm able to go this fast around here where there's no room whatsoever.
Yeah. Jeez.
You got to be cautious.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're looking darker than me. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then she still has like this super curly blonde hair, but these overinflated
legs. What
you're talking about now? Yeah. I remember seeing that.
And then, man, don't get me wrong. It's just like these females that get these implants are like ridiculous. Out of scientific curiosity, I want to see them, but it's like,
I don't know. What is it called?
Breast implants.
No, there's like a dysmorphia.
Yeah,
body
where
dysmorphia.
Where people look in the mirror and they hate the way they look, so they want to
That's
change it.
the T in the alphabet.
That's the T in it.
You know what I'm talking about? Or
Yeah.
No? Okay.
But some people like don't even like switch genders. They just themselves, but they don't like the way they look, so they're constantly getting surgeries. Like, I don't look young enough. Like, how many facelifts can you get before it affects your health?
Yeah.
Like,
well, and then you look at Joan Rivers, and like she used to have all these surgeries. She never had one issue the entire time. She goes in for like a simple like lift or something. It was like a touch up, and she ended up dying. But you know what she said right before that happened? She had an interview with like TMZ. They interviewed her like as she was walking to go into her appointment, and they were like, "What do you think about about if the United States ever had a gay president?" She goes, "We already do. His name's Barack Obama." And then they go, and his wife's transgender or whatever. And right after that interview, she ended up dying.
oh wow.
Well, yeah, you can't talk shit about the president. I honestly believe that, bro. There's certain people that you can't talk shit about because you're gonna end up
Pay the
dying.
repercussions.
Yeah. Look at Epstein.
Yeah.
Suicide.
I think
really?
he's still alive. I'm at that point.
You
Where
think
No. I think they kill him.
yeah, I mean, like they would have, but they said that they used Hillary Clinton's brother died at the exact same time, and he had the same profile, and they showed Epstein when he was dead, and they showed like the side view like on the stretcher, like from the morgue, and his ears didn't match and his nose didn't match, and they were like, but he had the same profile as
So then what did they do with Epstein?
Hillary Clinton's brother. They could have just made it if he didn't die at all. They could have let him off. Like, we didn't know about him.
He's in Cuba with Tupac.
Yeah, they could have given him a facelift. They could have did whatever and just had him leave and do.
He's black now.
Yeah.
Black man.
He's black.
Yeah.
Again, they can do anything with surgeries, and
Yeah.
No, it was like you were talking earlier about they could put like make you taller.
yeah. Oh, the shin or knee extension or
Yeah.
whatever.
But the only thing though, like if you're like if you're like a dwarf or something, they don't.
Cooking. You might not have heard me.
Oh,
yeah. It was in the grill. Yeah.
They can't extend their fingers. So if they have little nubby fingers, they can't make them bigger. So like if you're a dwarf, they can't make your hands look normal. So they could get that taller surgery. A guy could be 5'9", 5'10", but they couldn't make the fingers like extended each time.
I can't do it.
You've never seen little person fingers or
Well,
dwarf fingers? They look like tree frog hands.
You're horrible.
Jesus.
I was gonna say, at least with your leg, there's not as many bendy sections with your fingers. Think about it. It bends here, bends there.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's why they can't lengthen them, because there's too many joints.
Oh yeah. You wouldn't be able to.
Three different bends.
You would have to have like little screws everywhere on each finger each time. Like you wouldn't have a hand for a month. Like it'd be like you couldn't use your hand for 6 months. I think
you'd have to relearn to do everything. With
when I broke my leg, I lost my chance. I could have been like, "Yo, can you extend me a couple inches?"
You should.
You know what I'm saying?
You would have been like this.
Trying to get tall.
You would have standing at an angle.
Why you walk here? One leg's longer than the other one.
I got to do the neck surgery next month. Or next 6 months.
Why do you lean over? Oh, big old dick.
Because my balls is heavy.
Oh, like on South Park when he walked around with them in the wheelbarrow, going to the weed shop.
Yeah.
It's fun, but it's kind of funny though that we talk about this, and a lot of the things we're talking about, like it's already been done, like in South Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
The Simpsons did it.
Well, I don't know how South Park can do it for so long and they just get away with it. Like they don't get in trouble. Like they don't get banned. I feel like everything else gets banned. If we talk about it on YouTube, we're done.
Because they drink the juice, bro.
Yeah.
They
did the Mormon.
that, or there were some of those people. Remember, I said that like they just don't care. It's like if you don't have anything you can leverage over a person, the only way to stop them is to kill them.
Yeah.
So, and they've talked about every president. They've talked about like every government. They don't like. There's not one they pick and choose, and they talk about more than the other. They treat all the politicians equally and talk all the mess.
They went through a whole religion, making fun of a whole religion. Mormons.
Oh yeah,
yeah, the Book of Mormon.
Dum 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 dum.
Yeah. Even the Catholic Church, where like they were like the mole people and the aliens, and that's why they were molesting kids.
See, and they all are like the Simpsons. It's like, how true is this stuff?
It's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy, some of the things, though.
Yeah.
You know.
So, do you believe in any other conspiracy, or did you have any questions?
I don't have questions yet.
Do you want to change the? Do you want to transition the topic?
Transition.
I want to know
Get it?
if there's skinwalkers around the Rican Mohican's house. There's some screaming going on.
The Rican is not. It's Puerto Rican. It's not stink. Just to be clear. It's not like he's Rican.
Pretty good.
I feel like he stinks good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go. I like that.
Is there such a thing as a good stink?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't
Think
know.
about
You
it.
guys
You
don't
go
want to go.
outside.
You don't want to go down this route.
Get it a dirty mind.
I don't know if my mind is that dirty because I'm like, if something stinks, it stinks. Like,
Bro.
it's a good stink.
You ever been down on a Toto, bro?
This is called the Table Talk episode.
Reminds me of that Offerman song. He was talking about the blind dude that walks in front of the.
Hello, ladies.
Yeah.
Colt 45 and 260.
Yeah. Walks in front of the fish shop. Hello, ladies. Great fucking song.
I feel like you're doing Val Venus. That's all I hear.
Oh, that laugh.
Hello, ladies.
Oh,
That part.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Man. Oh, but you did want to talk about something else?
no, you're gonna ask him. You're about to ask him.
I was about to ask you something.
You were going to ask, is there
Skinwalker.
any other conspiracies
Oh.
that you believe in?
Yes. Or that you're like kind of on board with or want to know more about.
I want to know why we're all gonna die before the age of 60. You know how how crazy the life expectancy is going lower?
Yeah.
Wait. Lower?
Yes, it's decreasing for males.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I think it was like used to be in like the 70s or 80s that was the average lifespan, and now it's dropped to like the high 60s.
Yeah.
Like 68.
I think less men are getting married and like having
And that's taken away from our lifespan.
having intercourse.
Shit, I'm gonna live to 100.
Or more men.
That's
not
my
less.
goal. 2086, baby. Here I go.
2086.
Maybe we'll finally have those Jetson cars before I go.
Yeah. Well, I'll be electric cars for sure.
But isn't that crazy? As technology progresses and medical field progresses and stuff like that, our life expectancy is decreasing.
Mm-hmm.
I have a theory on that.
Uh-huh.
And it kind of goes like with the generations doing different things. At one point, and I think me and you talked about this before, Code, we worked harder to do things.
Mm.
And as we have gotten more technology, we've gotten lazier in an aspect. Because think about it, before cars, we had to walk or ride horses. That put a strain on your body, kind of made it stronger.
Mhm.
Now we can take a leisurely ride around in all types of cars.
And the type of work too.
And
Like,
the type of work has changed.
if you're
too.
sitting at a computer all day and just staring at a screen, your eyes are getting blurrier. You're not using it more for peripheral to protect yourself if you go hunting.
Yeah.
I protect myself because I don't trust my
At all
coworkers.
times.
You never know.
DTA.
Oh, but you're gonna say something else.
Steve Austin, DTA. Don't trust anybody.
Oh,
All this wrestling and you.
I
But
forgot.
I'm just gonna say on that though, man. There's some things that are great though. Like I could sit home and order a McFlurry and it comes to my house.
Ice cream
yes.
never works at McDonald's. We talked about this, remember?
I live in the suburbs. It works.
Oh.
It works.
Somebody said that they went to McDonald's and asked them. There's like a conspiracy about McDonald's ice cream machine always being down. And they said right after lunch, they were like, they have to clean the machines all the time. And they said because workers or whatever were like underneath, like opening their mouth and having the ice cream go right in their mouth. So they were like, and then they said that the guy that created the machine has like a kill switch. So they kill the kill switch on all of them every day, like right around noon.
And so all the McDonald's are always down at the same time.
It was so stupid. It was just
So
funny.
would
That,
it be 9 o'clock in the morning in California?
he might have it on a time.
Have the time zones?
Yeah.
Nah, I think it should be killed all at the same time.
Maybe
Oh,
Everywhere in
maybe
the
across
world,
the-
yeah.
maybe 3:00 in California and noon in the East Coast.
No, because
Yo,
we're 3 hours. We're 3 hours ahead. The East
That's
Coast.
the other way around then. 3:00 here, 12 there. That's what I meant to say. I'm a doof.
And then it's like 3 in the morning, like in certain parts overseas.
The Philippines and shit.
Yeah.
The machine ain't working.
I left the bar. I went to get my strawberry milkshake. And they say they're cleaning the machine.
Yeah.
Why are you cleaning it?
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, who does this?
You know what? My brother would. We were watching this thing, this comedian, and he said like he would be a villain if he got superpowers.
Kaboom.
And he would do petty things. And my brother would do something like that. He would use like his super evil geniusness to create a device to shut down all the machines.
For the ice cream places.
Yep. And I told him, I was like, I got to become a superhero just to protect the world from you.
Yeah. Your whole job, or your whole superpower would be going around keeping the ice cream machines alive.
Well, like my brother was like evil. Like he wanted to like be able to turn invisible and walk through walls, and then he just steal one battery out of every remote in the house.
That's my stuff, bro.
It'll take
like,
him forever.
It was like nothing like to hurt people.
He's like an evil Santa Claus.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Does he do it all in one day?
All
Or does he just spend his lifetime going through every house?
Could you imagine, like,
Still one battery, dude. That's
one battery?
That's what you live for. That's what you live for, bro.
Oh.
And then, like, every time you like go to a different device, there's only one battery. Well, I'll just take this battery. And as soon as you have two batteries, you change the channel, you set the remote down, you go to pick it back up, it's not working. You my other battery. Like, I would hate that superhero more than the guy robbing the bank.
Oh, right behind.
I think it's better to be a super villain than it is to be a superhero.
I don't know if my conscience can handle being a villain.
Dude, they have way more fun. Like, that's fun. Like,
That's fun.
Well, it depends on what kind of superhero you are. Like, I just found out about the Peacemaker dude from Suicide Squad, and like he kept the peace, and the way to keep the peace, he had to stop people from knowing the truth.
He also said in the movie though that he'll suck 1 million dicks for America.
Have either one of you watched his
For
show?
the piece of America.
Yeah.
Have either one of you watched his show yet?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
because that
started the movie
explains the whole,
first.
the show comes after the movie.
Yeah, I wish I would have known that because I would have just watched the show first. But instead, I'm watching the movie and I'm like, well, he dies at the end.
His background explains
spoiler
why
alert.
he's a hero the way he is. So
Great show.
yes,
I'm hoping to make the second season because it's fucking great.
Did you see Doom Patrol?
Yes.
Did you like that one?
I like Doom Patrol.
I haven't finished it. But
I think I watched the first 2 seasons.
Did you watch Wednesday?
No.
Yes.
No.
That was a great show.
It was
I dabbled in it.
The Doom Patrol. I want to be that muscular guy because I want to flex that muscle he accidentally flexed.
Yep.
Oh, you haven't got to that far yet. You're only in season 1.
I think I know what you're talking about.
No, I think
Does he have like a crew cut? Like he's got dark hair and he's like bald on the
He has
side?
your haircut.
I don't have a crew cut.
He has your haircut.
I haven't
You
got a
have the
haircut in
exact
like
same
a
haircut.
month.
You haven't gotten a haircut in a month?
Yeah.
Dude, if I don't cut my hair like within 2 weeks, I'm looking like hairier than you. I just got a haircut like yesterday.
I mean, I fade it myself like every once in a while. Like after I get a haircut, I'll keep it faded for like about a few weeks or so.
Wow.
Mine's on a permanent fade.
Yeah.
I like
Reverse fade.
I can't pull that off though. You know, you can pull it off. It looks good on you.
I'll be honest. I didn't think I could pull it off, but once I started getting the McDonald's arch right here, I knew it was time.
Nah, my wife tells me I look like a dick. Like honestly, like if I shave my head, I look like my face will look like a dick.
I have
So,
a
like-
buddy that when he first went bald,
Jesus.
he even has the little divot right
Oh no!
Yeah.
See that?
You got the pee hole?
Yes. I hope he never listens to this because we brought it up to him to his face the first. He's gonna know I'm talking about him.
This motherfucker
I still love you though. I still love you.
trying to hide his identity. I know who the fuck you are.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I got one, bro. Like,
Let's do it.
and it's kind of show who we really are
Uh-oh.
to a certain extent. Have you guys heard of that dumb podcast? Some Coast Guard dudes. What the hell is their names? But they have like a podcast that's about the Coast Guard, and all they do is like pretty much just talk shit the whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I gotta sunken. I think it's this disgruntled sailors.
Oh, yeah. I think
Whoa,
it
that's
is.
ballsy. They're still in?
They're still in, yes.
Ooh.
And they're talking about like how some people have figured out who they are, and like, but at one point, like they're talking about it. This dude goes like, he's a first class, and the thing I'm like, he's like it's a and the thing about it is like one of the dudes is Spanish. I can tell by the way you talk, bro. Like
Everybody gonna know it's you.
Yeah.
like, bro, like you really want to find out who you are. You want people to know, you know, like. I don't know. I don't like talking about what I do, and then they do this whole podcast about it.
Dang.
And yeah, like it sucks being doing what we do, but at the same time, it's like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put it out there to the world.
Yeah.
There's days that I think the best way to explain it to people that don't know would be like, there's days where you're like, I don't get paid enough for this shit. And then there's other days where you're like, I can't.
I know, right?
Yeah. But then there's
I can't say that, bro. I have a really nice schedule.
Yeah, but then there's other days I can't believe I'm getting paid for this shit. Like, it could be both sides of the spectrum, you know?
I need you guys.
Yeah. But there's days where you like go take a crap and you're like in there for 2 hours and they're like, where's TBD? And you're like, I'm back.
When I asked to go home at noon because we were out of work and you said, no, we need you if it comes. What else am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
We ran out of parts at
I thought you were going to say we ran out of toilet paper.
There's no toilet paper. Shit got real.
Yeah.
Literally.
I had to leave. I called in sick the rest of the day. Oh, man. Better than shitting yourself at work.
Yeah, but no, we started 6. When we ran out of work at 6:30, you go, we need you here. Huh?
I'm gonna get some more steak.
Go get some steak, bro.
You want to just bring the plate over for you?
Listen,
you made the steak.
Oh.
Shente's a great cook.
You want to bring the chips and salsa and the cheese dip?
You want to warm it up?
Yeah, I'll warm it up. Stuff's on the bomb.
Well, if we're taking a break, I guess I'll go use the restroom.
Yep. Should I hit pause on there until we get everything together?
You don't want to eat in front of everybody?
Yes, of course he wants to eat in front of everybody.
We will be back with you after these messages.
After these messages, we'll be right back. All right, guys, it's Code Conspiracy of a Dead Man signing out. Staying safe and stay blessed and keep questioning.
Deuce.
Who said it?
Me. Deuce.
Can we start calling you Big Sexy? Sexy.
This is all Theodore Dinamite saying have a good meet day.
This is the Rican Mohican telling you this is your own heaven.
Ooh.